This is a kind of very complicated topic. This is kind of very complex topic. This is filled with complexity, but it is the backbone topic of my lectures. And this topic everyone desired for, but people underestimate it because they don't really understand what it really is. This topic is known as the change. The topic of change. Change is of two kinds. One is the instant change, known as the vigorous change, the revolution change, the direct change. The other change is known as the normal change, the acceptable change, the reliable change, the evolution change. Now the majority of the people desires for the vigorous or instant change, but very few become successful in this change. But when they accomplish something, still they hurt someone or themselves. In instant change, because in instant change, we'll take the example in the perspective of all the people, the perspective of many kinds. Few people want to bring the change in the society, in the country, in the region, in the world. Few people want to bring the change in themselves. Now we'll take the example of the perspective of those who want to bring the change in the societies, in the world. Let us take the example of the revolt. People brings the change through revolt, and they hurts those class who stands against them. That class, that majority or minority people who stands against their change, when they hurt themselves or their people, then they brings the change. On the other hand, there are people that brings the change. They want to bring the change in themselves. Then they works for themselves, means they works 16 hours or 14 hours in a day, and they don't chase the other matters of life. When they don't chase the other matters of life, when they tries to work for 16 to 14 hours to bring the instant change, then they hurt their spiritual powers, their spiritual standards, their mental standards, their physical standards, or their physical appearance. They hurt their health, they hurt their body. So it's kind of the risk of hurting yourself or the risk of hurting others is more than enough percentage in this instant change. But in acceptable change, the second kind, in evolution change, there you have a lot of time. There you have the power of your subconscious mind to think about your goals, your mission, your vision. You works on it. You brings the daily basis changes. When you brings the daily basis changes, there you accomplish it, your goal, through time taking, but it is very important. It is very acceptable and reasonable according to the majority of the successful people. So now it's up to you how you will take it, but it's very important. But this topic is kind of a very complicated, very complex topic filled with complexity. It's kind of a lecture of many hours, but I shortened it in few minutes. I hope you will understand it, that what really change matters, change is.